Hey, this is Dan from BeAGameCharacter.com. Today we're going to talk about Connor Kenway's unarmed combat style. Okay, so Connor, his moves were actually constructed a lot from mixed martial arts fighters. Okay, they consulted with a lot of them in order to come up with his fighting style. So as a result, a lot of his moves are very brutal. He has a lot of takedowns, a lot of close quarters combat style stuff. Alright, so we're going to start off versus a sword, okay? Now, when Connor's fighting, he doesn't try and block or deflect the sword because that'd be dumb, okay? You don't want to block a bladed instrument if you can avoid it when you're unarmed. So he moves out of the way. If he comes in with a strike, the first thing Connor does is he gets out of the way, alright? So you're way past this. And then he usually comes in, he'll strike the hand and disarm the blade, strip the blade away, and then he comes up here, follows up, boom, and then comes up with a takedown of some sort and finishes it off, alright? Or, by the same token, he comes in, he dodges out of the way of the blade, boom, strips, boom, strikes, grabs the blade here, and then he'll finish up with the blade himself and come back up here. Now his opponent's unarmed, and he has the blade, okay? So versus any kind of bladed instrument, the first thing you want to do is get the hell out of the way. Alright, he comes in, boom, get out of there, okay? I'm here, I'm on the inside, now I've got room, I've got control of his wrist. I come up, strike, distract him a little bit, strip the blade, finish here. Now Connor does a lot of takedowns. He does the double leg takedown like this, which you see in wrestling, where you scoop. He'll also come around and do a reverse takedown like this, and scoop behind, dump the guy over the backside. So if we want to see that to completion, he comes in with the blade. Alright, get out of the way, boom. Here, strike, strip, take double leg, and boom, drop it. Okay? And if we're coming from the outside with the disarm, he comes in here, off the side, strike, strip away. I come in here, strike onto the ribcage, come in here behind the neck, boom, and down that way. Alright, you control the head, you control the body. Anywhere the head goes, the body will follow. Now, versus the muskets and pole arms, okay, he has to be a lot more worried about the business end than it is against the haft, okay, the haft being the handle. So we're going to pretend this is either the spear or it's the fixed bayonet of the musket, okay? So again, he wants to avoid the bladed part. If he comes in with a typical overhead strike, alright, he comes in, boom! Alright, I'm past the blade. The blade is all the way up here. This is the business end, okay? Before he has a chance to counter, I grab and hold control myself. And then from here, I got elbows. Elbow up, boom, side of the head. Alright, he comes in leg kick, strip away. Now I got the weapon, okay? Either the musket and fire, or the spear. Okay? Now the one that he likes to do is he comes to the outside, he comes in, boom, strip the outside, he comes up here, he'll strike, boom, here like this, strip it away. You got the musket, you come up under the throat. Alright, right here across the windpipe, or take him down with it. Alright, finally, the last one he likes to do, he comes in with the musket. I come off the side here, I'll go ahead and strike the hands to disarm, and then come up here with the butt, catch him inside of his own leg, and then boom, down the back of the head. Alright, finally we're going to do unarmed versus unarmed, like he does in the prison scene or in the fight club. Alright, when you're fighting the boxers and stuff. Now Connor, his fighting garment is fighting unarmed, very boxer-like. He has his hands up, lots of movement, he moves like this. Now, a lot of his opponents come in with big, wild, swinging strikes like this. This is very easy to get inside, okay? You don't want to be out here. This is a very strong punch if you get hit by it, okay? That's a bad place to be. He comes inside, boom, and again, like before I go to my elbows, boom, catch him here, 1, 2, and then we come in here for the takedown. Boom! Connor has a lot of takedowns, so he likes to finish by putting his opponents on the ground, which actually makes a lot of sense. And notice whenever you see Connor fighting, usually he's the one that ends up upright. He doesn't go to the ground with him, okay? So you got the guys with the big wild swinging, but there's also the guys that'll come in with the smaller strikes, the boxer styles. And for those, Connor does a lot of parries, okay? He parries off with the open hand, gets out of the way, boom, off the side. And you can actually dance around like that forever in the game, as I'm sure you know. Comes from here off the side. Now you got a couple options there. First, you have your opponent's backside when he comes in like this, which is always fun. Come up under the ribs, you come up for that double leg takedown from before, the reverse. You can also redirect as he comes in, boom, catch here, pull off the side, put him into a wall, into a table, something like that. But something to note is that Connor, even though he's a pretty big guy, he spends most of his time avoiding the attacks when they first come in. Then he counters. It doesn't make sense to try and match force with force, especially when he fights a lot of bigger guys. Alright? He wants to move out of the way. He wants to sit there, parry, get out of the way. Alright, I'm gone. I don't even have to worry about it. I can keep moving around here, okay? I don't have to fight back. Here comes someone again. Oh, no, I'm gone. Alright, lots of open hand, off the side deflections. And then he follows up with the crazy brutal moves. He comes in, boom, grabs the neck, alright, something like that. So that's about it for Conor's unarmed style. We're going to do another video where we're going to do Conor with the tomahawk and knife, his most distinctive style. So move on to that next.